talk to any of my teammates, it is clear. I don't need to say a single thing because everyone knows his role, again, except the MF, who's going to say good luck, everyone. And she's going to try to be providing covering fire with the ultimate.
It's the scenario. Now, slow Q on the move first, but he's down a level to Poby. Red buff, remember, is the big objectives. Kills will be nice, but it could be a bit of an afterthought. Slow Q dash back, crash down coming in from Mickey, a strong start. Pair's getting lower and lower, and Yappa remains untouched, but a flash out, and it's going to be first blood for the side of Navi. Finding the initial kill as Yappa's holding on for dear life, but Poby grabs another. It's an absolute catastrophe. Reletch with 2. Slow Q nowhere to go. SK, that is not what you wanted.
Absolutely so aggressive. But they're pushing up to fight, though.
SK still looking to contest. Reletch hasn't bought a big item, it's important to note. So his gold lead is a little bit fake here, but Paris taking a lot of attention. The ball providing him with a little bit of extra stats as he goes in for a quick taunt here. Aftershock is there. Slowcube just gets picked off. Navi doing a lot of damage, recognizing their windows of opportunity, and SK
to fight because the initial cancel is great for the tempo. No reason for you to do that.
Yeah, normally we would see, look, reset, put your bottom lane up here. We would see some contest here, but I love that you highlight it because I think people look often at League of Legends like you have to follow the textbook playbook as well. The textbook play is looking pretty good here, but Reletch overcommitting a bit. An excellent ult to punish and grab that shutdown. Not quite enough damage from Somdi, but the shockwave may change that. Poby in a bit more, and that's going to be Somdi at least grabbing one back, which really ruined any of the early lane dominance they might have hoped to get from that course. But even now, Somdi once again has double buffs for the second time in this game. Yopa, though, knows how much damage he does, and he does a hell of a lot. The big ones are coming in. Somdi's running for his life. How does that beat BF sword? What is this champion? That's so much damage.
Honestly, I am shocked.
Even without Sheen procs, just doing so much work there. Is Wonder hoping for an opportunity to rematch. Yopa feeling a little bit too confident, however. There's a collapse now moving into the bottom lane. Taunted. Bread buff still ticking. Trying to take something. He gets one and he's out! Yopa single-handedly trying to bring this game back in his team's favor. Likely to die on the Shen cooldown here, but doing some good damage back in return.
He almost had him as well.
Honestly, good on Yopa.
Engage on you. They need to be on your screen, and at this point, vision is king.
Vision is king, and even though SK have a good amount of vision, they're a bit late to the play. It's Navi who are able to move in, use their lane priority well. SK forced to respond, just catch this wave.
You see a little bit of macro gaming because you have all these tools, all these
no macro. Go on Wonder. That is the plan. It is time to fight.
You're saying
knock him off of his pony. It is macro. They're collapsing on a side lane. You're right. That's my bad.
They had mid-prio, they had numbers advantage, but now the question is, are you dying to the cross map? And the answer might be yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes. Somdi, nowhere to go. Paris moving in, flash pass from Mickey because he sees the TP incoming, and now Mickey is going to try to TP out. There's not quite enough time to cancel him, so he will escape. Yopa trying to ride that Corgi away, but there's no stopping the Viking. Wants to get tricky with it. Heal, taunt, and down he goes. So SK do make a bit of a cross.
Slow this game down.
And there's a bit of a collapse. Now on to Poby. He's going to use the shockwave to try and clear the wave with the TP on the way, and slow Q is taken away. The ulti. Paris wants to body block. Double taunt connecting. Mickey tanking the initial tower, but will manage to live for an extra second. But now it's slow Q. The tower is not cooled down yet, so he's going to drop. 1 for 1 so far. Wonder forced to demount. Mid lane is falling. Odo well called out.
They're just sacrificing Paros and they're just sacrificing everything for gold, and it's just such a great trade because the Herald is up now, and even if you go take it, look at the state of your map. Everything is falling apart. 3 plates in the mid lane, full tower almost on the bot lane as well, and you don't even get to realistically start this Herald because Navi will be respawning and they will be first on the map.
And just a messy dive in the end, right?
But that's the desperation, right? Because we did say it, Navi will be looking to set up this Herald, and you have priors everywhere. This is the one time that SK felt that they could be going for this, because look at they're moving. Wonder or like Manta rather was already shifting, and they feel like they need to do this, and they don't even have ultimates up. That's just the only window that they thought they could punish. But Poby did such a great job to shockwave that wave.
Shockwaving the wave, living for longer once again. Paris just making this so painful for them. Yeah, they get the kill in the end, but we saw it in the picture-in-picture. We see it now on the map. They're getting plays everywhere. Response play here, but the setup is already there from the MF. The Wombo combo we're waiting for. Poby's still alive! How? Paris, the greatest bodyguard anyone has ever seen. Once again, gets yes, but that doesn't always matter. Math is for nerds. No nerds here. yeah, another tower is gonna fall. Of course, the trade again is Navi grabbing this Drake. So to recap this game, really
transferring pressure so well in between lanes just gave me...
Oh, mounted up. Ball combo. Mickey completely caught out. That's 2 ultis for the support. The cleanse not going to do nearly enough.
And look how easy it is. All you need to know is, oh, I have prio, I have numbers advantage. I see someone who's not supposed to be there. I have the tools to just punish him. And it's just such an easy game for NAVI to play because the hardest thing in League, or rather, sometimes the hardest thing in League, is to punish people when you see them out of position. And that's what you see. And they would get to this position where the coordination was just not there, and they just didn't have enough numbers most of the time.
Ulti in on Schemes, trying to get the retreat. Fear still ticking in to stop the ball breaker. Shockwave to pull back, and that's going to be the jungler taking out the mid lane and top lane. But it really has just been about jungle and support. Is now trying to force the play in the mid lane, looking to lock up Samdi. Wonder collapsing, and that is at least the pick that they were looking for. SK. This is the angle. They have the man advantage.
But the problem is that you need to engage on 4 bruisers. Even if you find an engage with Vi, there is just no one to kill. You already killed the one person you wanted to kill. Who are you going to choose in this next fight?
9 seconds on Silassault. Can't take away Nocturne's ulti again, but we could get something else here. They're slowly burning this down. Do they want to 50-50?
Might be the
Do
best
they
bet.
want to gamble? It looks like the answer is absolutely. It's going to be the 50-50. Mickey takes it in the end. Shockwave from Poby is good. SK getting throttled in the fight, but at least they secure the Baron as Wonder is running for the hill. It's so much harder for SK. And Yopa, the only member of this team ahead of their respective opposition. It's the double taunt. It's the instantaneous combo. It's a beautiful wombo, but it's not quite enough damage to finish the Corki. Crucially, Silas takes away the stand united, gives AD Carry another chance at life. Yopa can re-enter, but SK are just going to back away. They're going to concede the Infernal Soul.
And it's just so hard to hold that position. Honestly, it's a miracle that SK makes it out of there alive. Samdi was forced to ulti from far away. The ulti didn't even connect, but that was realistically on Orianna Nocturne 2v5 performance.
Ah, yes. Fair, fair. Well, let's see if SK can do it. They still have 20 seconds left of this Baron. Another taunt in as Mickey's going to immediately retreat. Wonder also backing away. Nocturne ult stolen. Poby has arrived, which I think is the clear sign that it is time to get the hell out from the side of SK. The lights have been turned off. Re-engage now coming in. Shockwave only connecting on Wonder, who's been demounted, hoping for a remount angle, but the burst is good from the side of Navi to immediately burn. Mickey off to the side, finds the engage into Paris. Schemes going for the re-engage. Samdi hasn't even popped the ulti yet. Navi are still winning out the fight.
Just so hard to find anyone on the side of SK to pick.
Slow you down. And Navi are they're just slamming them. Once again, this Silas pick does absolutely nothing. And Odo, the Orianna Nocturne looks good, but I got to give credit to Paris in this one. 3, 3, and 6.
Usually you would say, oh, supports need to get wards, they need to base, but once you get set up, just stay here, live in the jungle, pick them apart like you've been doing.
He's not behind at all. He's still ahead, even after purchasing because of the Magi. We're 2.5 items for Slowkey right now.
Team Baron. And now, again, they're just not giving any sort of windows for SK to do. Even though it's a 5v5 opponent here, how are you going to engage? There's 3 big tanks in front of you.
So true.
You can just stand and wait here. They're just... Minions are doing the work for you in the mid lane. You have to start responding to that threat soon. And then again, if you want, you can push it back to this Elder Dragon in 20 seconds. But I feel like it might not even be needed because with this amount of minions on mid wave and the Baron up wave coming in the bot lane, you might just break everything apart right now.
And remember, SK are 4 melee. Their wave clear is just Yopa, and they're going to get poked most certainly when they try to walk up here. No reason to risk it on an Elder, although Mickey is going to risk the engage as the lights get turned off. Fled now charging in. Stand United stolen away and trying to be used, but Poby and Samdi completely and totally untouched. The absolute dream of any backliner as he starts to open up. Raining down bullets, but Wonder will finally get the remount. Paris is going to drop. Re-engage from Wonder, but the Shockwave pulls him right down because, of course, Poby still has it. The final moments were, in fact, clean from Navi as they completely crush SK in the fight, and they look to end it here.
Honestly, fantastic game from Navi. I feel like all the doubts that I had coming into this have been dissuaded, at least for one game, but the setups, man, everything was so great. From the level 1 up until this point, it was just a steamroll from Navi.
A damn clean game from Navi and a powerful start in this series as they take the first game, and I want to see if they can keep this momentum going because that was lane.
I'm a bit torn. I'm better. Okay, what is that sound?
Okay, so this is how I feel, and please correct me because I don't know really anything about top lane. If we're being 100% transparent here. Decided it's his time to roam. His people need him. Although Poby not too phased. Relech is on the way, as is Paris.
The pincer move
here too. If they overcommit, it could cost them dearly, but they kick the fight off nicely. Slowq manages to get out. Relech with first blood. The return kill really not there from SK. They're splitting their cooldowns. Relech getting lower. Flash forward for Skeens. Bit of a fumble there from Relech. Looks like he stopped the animation. Feels a lot better than Cole Cloth Armor. It seems like Wonder has accepted that he's gonna need some time to scale. As Relech not waiting for any more time. 3 members once again in the mid lane. They know Slowq's got no flash, no life, nowhere to immediate response. It's something we bring up in cast so often. Hey, this is a 5-minute window of opportunity, but you're so right that so few teams are able to capitalize on it. As SK looking for a window of their own. Gravity field well laid down here. Paris slowly walking his way out. Mickey gonna find another Shield of Daybreak to stun him up. Some side steps there, a headbutt back. Paris still alive, looking to get fancy with it. Will eventually fall. Nice pulverize. They will kill him.
But that Navi fell back in that play. Hold on.
Hold that thought. Oh no, the plays aren't done yet. Mickey running for his life. Poby using his own point and click for a bit of setup here. Mickey has run out of time being unkillable. As the Eclipse fades away, and it's Relech to grab another kill. Odo, you're not allowed to talk. That's what we've learned, bro. The plays are going to keep happening.
I don't know why
he's there. Yop is there because that's his tower. That's where he's supposed to be, and even that's not safe, Odo.
There's no way.
Fury treads.
Hey, he doesn't need to do damage. We said it. We just want him to move around the map to be a little bit unleashed. And how do you do that? Boots? Some Ruby
He's matching the damage. It's nasty. This is the highest Merc Treads value purchase I've ever seen. Major, though, now running. I think he's still just level 5 as the flash is there. Eclipse to try and tank. Public execution completely the wrong way. But Relech, he's just styling on them.
He's just everywhere.
3-1 and 2.
When you play with your friends at home and there's someone smurfing on the enemy team and you just see him champion, he's like, gentlemen, everyone we need to go over there. Well, hold up. Skeens also needs to go over there from the sky.
Still doesn't have the fully completed item, though. He was so far ahead of Relech that has started to shift away. Skeens immediately going all in, though. Wants to take down the most fed member of the enemy team. It looks like they're going to be able to lead him. Paris next to the line. Excellent target call coming for SK as Wonder's now on the chase. Looking to lock up Major. Public execution still not available. Neither is the Gnar, but the wall-up is there. SK, good capitalization on that small window of opportunity. The statue goes a bit wide, so there's no kill in the top.
Honestly, when you get to this position and this banana is secure, it's so hard to wrestle. You have to walk through this Alistar and the 5-star.
Mickey trying to walk through the Alistar. It's only a level 5 Alistar, though, so a little bit easier to walk through. The Drake has now gone to Navi. Ulti good from Yoppo. They're getting just out of range to avoid the reconnect on the chains.
And even though that fight starts incredibly where they attack the setup of SK, they go because they think they have enough time to make this play and then also cross back to the Herald.
There's still a few more seconds on Mini, though. Wallop is there. Now the semi-global comes in. Wonder still looking for an extra second here. Still in the Mega Gnar. Still a bit more tanky to Mini now coming in, but he will finally fall. Good response coming in from Yappa and Skeens trying to chase out. So far, just the 1-for-1, but Mainter wants to get tricky with it. Dashing onto Yappa, but still gets caught in the animation. Manages to take another one down.
Honestly, great response from the side of SK because you saw Mickey. Mickey was completely caught off guard, but they still end up getting this first tower. But again, I love the setup from Navi, but the fact that they have the Pantheon ulti, the Baros TP came in instantly, that was what
the twist. Yeah, we'll shout out to our production team more quick to provide that info. If you haven't been keeping up with LCK, as I haven't for this season, good to have that update on kind of what the new builds for Varus look like.
There's a lot of cooking. Every time there's Varus involved, you can go a lot of tools as the game goes on to find a lot of these picks.
Yeah, definitely feel really like they're gonna have this really big
Exactly, that's the natural flow of the game that you would be on that way. But again, these are the consequences of that move. That mid tower went down because
in game 1 in terms of this mid game state. Now
they might have lost track of him.
They might have lost track this time. TP's now coming in. Public execution not quite gonna connect, but they absolutely do not need it to. More than enough burst damage there from the side of Navi. Yappa gonna follow up with the ulti. Catch onto Poby is big. Chain CC flawless, but the Merc Treads get him out of there just at the nick of time. Tenacity absolutely paying off. The power is there, though. The Pantheon comes down from the sky. Slowq finding one. Yappa taking another.
Oh man, oh man. When you commit all of this at the beginning and then you just run out of steam, is just so damn hard. SK's response, honestly, a little bit close, but it doesn't matter because when you use all of those ultimates for that initial pick and you waste so much time for it, you're just getting yourself exposed.
That you are. Another tower falling towards Mainter gonna grab one here, but it's so good that you call
these skills.
Yep. Kee's able to grab one. You also grabs the other. Paris is now caught out of position, forced to use that Unbreakable Will a bit early. Root from Yappa is good to deny the follow-up, as now there's a TP coming in from behind, and it is a very tiny little mini Gnar who wants to buy a bit more space, but as that's happening, Maintor's already been taken out by Skeen. Scatter manages to connect. Wonder's about to go Mega! It's an absolute nightmare for Navi! Relech can flash away, but Poby make a lot of sense though.
It's an education day.
Yeah, some of the tanky members on the opposite side. Wonder now with a completed Black Cleaver, double Black Cleavers for SK. They're doing a victory lap. This is really, it's the run back in reverse from what we saw in game one. We wanted a close series. We're going to get it in the context of game scores of SK to close out here, but both of these games have been incredibly one-sided, they're alumni.
Exciting, and to be honest,
it's better. And I see Leona Pantheon, and I go, it is, like, I'm not telling you I can play Leona Pantheon on stage, but I think I can play a Leona teamfight on stage. You know what to do in that champion. You don't have to be tricky.
I mean, we saw it in game one. The setup from SK, honestly, great. I love it.
We've got two on the bot lane looking to set up punish Maintor a bit here. We get the big shield. We'll manage to live, but that is the ulti now from Zombie, just hoping to clear the wave. The wave wasn't even there yet, so just a little bit awkward as SK now coming in for Yopa. I wonder if we're going to get a Serpent's Fang. There is a decent amount of shielding.
A death brush over here happening.
Oh, slow Q, dash forward. What the newly sort about has been marked up. Relech not quite able to get the angle as the flash from Slow Q is clean. The re-engage even better. Gravity field down, but Navi already on the way out. Para sacrifice, but Wonder's not done yet. Stacking up the rage, and SK gonna set their sights on that Baron.
And that's what I like from SK, because when I was thinking of SK, I was thinking that they will slow the game down. I was talking about how this wasn't gonna be the Baron that ends the game, but they pull a rabbit out of the hat, find this dead zone on mid lane, attacks Navi when they're trying to posture up for this Baron. Great play all around from SK.
Attacking them in the setup. You know, that's
he drops bars like
I
this.
think compared to him, isn't everyone on this team kind of an unk? I actually don't know how old Slow Q is. Mostly unks. This is an unk lineup.
Get me started
yeah, we'll let it go. We're not talking about Vitality right now. We'll talk about them later. But not today.
Send the Cow in.
Morph is in. Cow is into the back line. Relech looking for a good angle. The Varazol is connecting onto everybody. Maintor's finally in the backside, but the Gnar is an excellent response. The carries remain untouched. It's a double kill for Slow Q. And this looks like the final nail in the coffin for game one. Zombie locked up. That cleanse gives him an extra lease on life, but he's still going to drop in the end. He's siphoning a bit of power. He's praying he'll finally live. But the fountain is the last safe place remaining.
Navi. That was the best fight they could find, and it was still not enough. SK firm control ever since that botched play in the bot lane. I really liked everything that they did. They were so proactive. They were so good, and they're taking the fight to Navi. After that atrocious game one, I just end the game. I want to see more. Give me that game three. Give me that game three, because I don't know who's going to win anymore. I don't know.
We'll see what the angle is. Renekton, you know, it's not the flashiest option, but it's a powerful champion, and it can still do a lot of work.
Some people might be even angry from the fact that you get the slam dunk, the choice to make a slam dunk against the Cassante, and you think that the sensible thing for you would be to just go and trade it for the top side. Parus, just a Braum.
Marking up Skeen.
He's just a Braum that has to flash.
Yeah, just poor Braum has to flash. Good side step on the hook, but doesn't stop the staggering blows from coming through. Paris gonna get taken out. Shield from the Guardian, not quite enough, and that's first blood inside of SK.
Now my question to you, Daniel Dracos.
Yes,
because you've been for a long time. Can you tell me why was the Braum there?
Well,
you can say you don't know.
No,
because I don't know either.
No, okay. Well, here's what I would say is we talked a lot about the pressure of Roams. Never mind. We're gonna talk about this top lane play. Wonder is probably dead. Oh, has the second dash. Quick stun. Is he just gonna hold on to flash? No, that makes it even worse. Oh, avert your eyes. Wonder. They want to accelerate the pace of the game. They see they have a good window of opportunity. They want to kick things off. Wonder no ulti. Skeen's getting forced back. Concussive blows can do so much work fighting in this choke point. It's an ideal exchange for the side of Navi. Skeen still just level 5. Relech takes him down.
And this again.
Top lane already pushing in his favor. Mid lane now resetting. See if he can find that angle. He'll know exactly where Skeens is as they see the Chem Drake fall. They also have vision in the pit, which makes it pretty easy. Mickey now trying to get active, hoping to up the pace of the game. Because right now, when we look at scaling, the path to late game is just so crystal clear for Navi. The execution, as we've said before, is on the side of SK. They have to execute better in these fights. So a slow pace of game, a relaxed pace of game where Navi have a slight lead is just about everything they could possibly want. You see they're trying to up that pace on the top side. CC finally coming in, flash, everything committed to main turn, they'll at least be able to grab that kill.
SK is Navi's little puppy, and you get to put them on a leash and just walk them everywhere. And what happens when you walk your dog everywhere? He's behind you for most of the time.
They're treating their dog very poorly. Ottawamne, as Wonder is in trouble. They pull him out from the tower. As Mainter goes all out and the kill gets picked up, SK forced to respond with the TPs. There's not much of a counterpunch here. Mickey finally arriving, and you said it so well before. SK are just behind the play. They're forced to dance to the tune of Navi. They're getting walked around the map. They need a little bit more exercise. Paris trying to run though. Will at the very least get picked off as they're trying to kick this fight off, but Slowq again is really only damage that they have. Skeens, that was a one-way trip as Poby grabs a kill.
You get the kill,
trade, but they didn't really do much of anything other than force Samdi away. Excuse me, he kept it Slowq. I thought he popped it there. Slowq now caught out by the wall. Will be able to speed out of there. He has the Swifties to try to make his life a little bit easier. The Swift march now as Poby takes an awkward angle, but Mainter's going to be back into top lane. The Drake has been hands at this poor Rift Herald.
It's sort of a game state favors Navi greatly. If I'm Navi in this game, if you would just airdrop me in this game as a player, I'll be so happy to be in Navi's shoes. Because again, it feels, I don't have to do anything. All I need to do is just exist. I just need to go there, press S, call SK's bluff, and just be extremely mindful of the flanks, of the Nautilus, of the Annie, of the Wukong trying to find something. Because you just want to corral the front back. It's so hard once you saw that wall, you saw the glacier stone. Mickey's still trying to make space here, but there's not much to do.
Your cross map is an Annie pushing bot.
And with no grubs.
With no grubs. It's rough. And the gold lead is now reflecting a little bit of the lead that Navi have built for themselves. But again, the big reason why we say this favors them isn't just because they're trading up or trading slightly ahead of pace. It's because their comp scales so first. It's pretty impossible for SK to force that angle. Instead, they have to prey on a mistake from the side of Navi, and it doesn't look like they're making him anytime soon. Yampa running for his life. Skeens coming to the wall, and I take it back. They might have made a mistake now as Skeens looks for the re-engage. Decent damage back, but the Glacier swarmed by so much base. Grim Deliverance across the entire team, and that tower is a fake friend. It's not going to protect SK any further. Mid lane down. Drake, outside of the Navi comp, they don't really have good proactive engage tools. From a very good defensive pick. If they can get some space here, they can do a lot of work, but it might just be the 50-50 on the objective. Wonder currently on the flank. 2K on the objective. Spike goes down in the favor of SK. Flash in. That's the engage from Slowq. A good angle. Poby throwing out basketballs, but they're not doing a whole hell of a lot. As Samdi will fall in the 1v1 to Wonder. This is the fight SK were looking for. Navi had no
hero of this play. He just sits there, and even Yunana cannot commit. The front line is just tanking for free, as you can see over here. They just really want to do it. So we might be looking for a little bit of a scrap for control and vision leading up to this raid. Because this happened as early as 2 minutes while we're having
right now. The dance has begun. Oh no, they're looking for the moves. Relech, nice pullback there. Forces Yoppa into the pit. Yoppa, where are you going, bro? He's just going to throw the ulti down in the midst of the team and get picked off.
So I want to see how much will they fight for it.
Bot wave pushing in favor of Navi. Mid wave even, so Navi have a better way to set up for positioning.
Daniel flash.
Nice sidestep, excellent engage coming in from Paris to kick things off. Skeen completely forced out of the fight. Grim Deliverance now coming in for Relech. It's a bit of a disaster for SK. Spinning through on the cyclone though, they're looking for a re-engage, but Relech, he has the passive fully stacked, and now Samdi's allowed to start unloading damage. But once again, Wonder in the back line, trying to get a bit more space. An excellent wall from Poby, zones him away, forces out the flash, a fall. But it's going to be Navi taking the Drake.
Great spy from Navi. We already saw when you walk in there and SK is just not ready. Their setup was so much more different than last time, and it's just so hard. Now they get the second Drake. The game is back to even. And we might be having a bit of a longer stall.
A longer one, which again, Navi, even in a perfect team fight setup, he's going to be a tough one to take out of the picture. Slowq stepping really far forward. Knockup is going to connect onto Yoppa, trying to move back. An excellent wall catches down Slowq, but he looks to turn and burn. Flash engage, kicking things off. His Skeens is now in the midst of 3, but Relech is fully stacked. And there's just not enough damage. A double kill is there, but Yoppa is still living. Relech manages to take down another. Yoppa and Wonder want to make the difference here. They did get a TP at the very least. That's Slowq's TP gone, so they can reset. Be happy that they essentially got that for free.
The only way Navi can get that Baron is they put Kaza over the Baron pit. Relech.
Flash, Poby, flash! Bird flash, no! Poby, no! Poby, yes?
No!
Poby, no!
Poby, no! Definitely no! So usually I have an explanation for everything that every single player does, because I can put myself in their shoes. And I might have done that myself, but even when I did it myself, I had no explanation for what I did. And neither does he.
But perhaps He gave his life to bait SK into a false
And this is a godsend for SK because this is probably the best situation they will be in.
Isolated, they have the man advantage, no sustained damage. It's a split call though, because Skeens is still hitting the Baron.
It just doesn't go down. They just don't have any damage.
They don't have any damage. Are they going to win the 4v5? Relet's going full in. He's about to get the reset to be able to come back to life. Already starting to kill everybody. They started the fight at a man disadvantage. Poby gave his life to bait SK into a false sense of security. He's an absolute genius. He mind controlled them, and now his teammates have obliterated them.
Poby, what was that? I can't believe that mind control actually worked.
I can't believe you're going along with that. That was incredible. Like, Navi, really good fight, but SK, you can't do the Baron. That didn't change because Poby's dead. Navi, somehow they're missing. Now it's going to be on SK to try and weather the storm here. Tier 2 is always what we expect to fall on the first Baron. 1 minute and 30 until Soul will be on the table for Navi. Ocean would make it pretty impossible for SK to kill them.
And the Baron is still there for 2 minutes 15. This is one of those Barons where you're not really going to end the game, but you're about to seal the deal because at any point you can keep the pressure here for a really long time. You always have the Dragon on the exit and they're forced to fight.
Kicking things off. Excellent ulti coming in. It's a shutdown on the Sandy in the blink of an eye. Navi have thrown it right back. Navi over eager. They forgot the win condition of SK. It is the AoE magic damage dealers, and they group right up. They gift wrap themselves, and they just make it easy for SK to. Poby flashed over the wall previously.
The Ziggs hurt so much.
Yup was isolated on the side. Is going to use the satchel to escape. Samdi knocked up. Ooh, big damage come through. Even through the locket as Maintor goes forward on Yopa. Someone needs to peel for Yopa, and the Dragon is falling in the meantime. That's just going to be Soul going over. Slowq trying to get involved. Flashback in from Relet. It's a disaster for SK, but Skeens is trying to save it as Slowq remains standing. Resurrection coming in, prepping the stun. Ready now to go. Slowq will finally fall. Maintor on the back line, but the Ocean Soul is doing so much work. Wonder finally involved, finally getting active, but it just doesn't mean a damn thing. SK had the position, but they cannot find the fight.
It's so hard for them to fight. They get the Ocean Soul, and with these daytimers, it might seal the deal. Ziggs will be doing his absolute hardest to clear this wave. No Baron on the side of Navi. He might hold the game, but it's definitely not in their favor anymore. Navi with the Soul, they're set to win.
Yopa praying 5 seconds till the Mega Inferno Bomb. Just wants to use it to clear waves. Those pesky minions, the grubs. Even if Navi can't end it here now, 4K gold lead, the Ocean Soul means that any little bit of...
Get small chunks. You don't want to start the big fight the way SK did, but they just weren't ready for that. Wonder gets caught. Dasher is going down. Skeens is already giving it up.
Alpha? Miracle Steal?
Is there no smite up? There is smite up.
Nope.
Great reminder to go over there, ensuring that everything is safe for these pushes. Every time you're just conglomerating in one position and there's 5 flashes up on the side of SK, some crazy stuff can happen.
That it can. Mickey the only person with healing reduction, hilariously. As there's a Hex Flash coming in, but Relet is just going to start the fight on his own terms. He needs to be the engage, he's decided. Goes in, passive fully stacked, ready to go. GA now already going to be proc. Slowq going to get taken down, flashes in, looks for a re-engage. Relet versus the world. Zoning away all of SK while his team knocks down the base. It was a back and forth game, but Navi held on to control so beautifully, and now SK have nowhere left to run. The wall to zone them away from their own base. Navi cleaning up the series 2-1.
He saw his backline getting one shot the previous fight. Now he says, I'm the backline, and he just goes all the way in.